It started on one of those heavy summer afternoons when the heat pressed down like a weight and everything at the neighborhood pool moved in slow motion. Kids were splashing, parents sat in their chairs half asleep, the smell of sunscreen mixed with chlorine. And right in the middle of it all was a woman named Selena Brooks, 36 years old, laughing with her little boy as they chased each other through the shallow end. She had curly hair slicked back from the water, a red swimsuit that popped against her brown skin, and the kind of smile that made people look twice. Her son Jordan, 9 years old and all elbows and skinny arms, clung to her like she was the safest place in the world. And then just like that, the air shifted. Two officers strode in through the pool gate, cutting through the sound of splashing with heavy boots and sharp voices. One was tall, broad, with that square jaw that almost looked fake. The other, smaller but smug, held up a little plastic bag like he just won a prize at the fair. "Hands where I can see them, lady," the voice carried. Heads turned. Selena froze Jordan's little hand tightening on her arm. The tall one grabbed her wrist and snapped cold cuffs around it before she could even ask what was happening. The smaller one dangled that Ziploc bag of white powder in front of the crowd. "This yours?" His smirk spread like oil. "Anonymous tip says you've been selling out here." "Selling to the kids," gasps went up around the pool. A woman in a big sun hat leaned to her husband, whispering just loud enough. "Figures. She doesn't belong here anyway," another man muttered. "Typical." Jordan burst into tears, clutching his mom's side. "She didn't do anything. Please stop hurting her." His voice cracked so loud it silenced even the gossip for a second. The officer shoved him back with one hand, just enough to make him stumble. Selena's calm cracked then, just for a moment. She twisted her shoulders, putting herself between her boy and the officer. Her voice dropped, sharp as glass. "Don't touch my son." But the officers only grinned. One of them leaned close, voice low, threatening. "You fit the description," Selena asked softly. "The description of what?" The smug one raised the bag higher like a trophy. "You're done. Pack it up. You're going to jail." The crowd just watched. Some looked away, some even entertained by the spectacle. No one stepped forward. No one spoke. Jordan clawed at his mom's cuffed wrist, tears streaming. "Don't take her. She's good. She didn't do nothing." Selena bent down as far as the cuffs let her, pressed her forehead to her son's, and whispered, steady as a drum beat, "Look at me, baby. Don't cry for them. You stay strong. Do you trust me?" He nodded through sobs. "Then remember what I told you. Call the number. Now." He froze wide-eyed because he knew exactly what that meant. The officers dragged her out of the water, her wet feet squeaking against hot pavement, her humiliation echoing in every whisper. "See, that's what happens when your mom's a junkie. Poor kid." The words sliced Jordan like glass, but he remembered. He bolted to the pool office, hands shaking, grabbed the emergency phone and dialed the digits his mom drilled into him months ago. A calm, clipped voice answered on the first ring. "Federal response. Code designation." Jordan stammered. They took my mom. They planted drugs. Please help." The voice didn't miss a beat. "Stay where you are. Help is on the way." Outside, the smug officer shoved Selena against the hood of the cruiser, the metal scorching her cheek. "Thought you could bring poison into this neighborhood," he sneered. "Teaching you people a lesson." His partner laughed. "Yeah, next time remember you don't belong." Those words, "you don't belong," cut deeper than the cuffs. Even some in the crowd flinched at the naked hate in the air, but no one said a thing. And then tires screamed. Black SUVs rolled in, fast doors flying open in perfect rhythm. Men and women in dark suits and bulletproof vests poured out badges, catching the sun. The entire pool went dead silent. Federal agents, one barked voice like steel. "Step away from her, now!" The smug cop blinked, sputtered. "Wait, what the hell? We're conducting an arrest." The lead agent, tall, sharp-eyed, walked up, slow badge raised high. "Not anymore, you're not." Selena lifted her chin, finally speaking with a calm that carried through the entire pool. "I told you to run my name." With a deliberate motion, she tugged at the neckline of her swimsuit, pulling out a slim waterproof badge holder. She flipped it open. The gold seal of the Federal Bureau of Investigation glared in the sun. The crowd gasped. The whispers that had judged moments earlier turned into stunned silence. Parents who muttered junkie a minute ago now clutched their kids tighter, faces drained of color. The officer's smirks shattered. Your FBI, Selena's voice was cool, steady. Supervisory Special Agent Brooks, Counterterrorism Division, Badge 8421. The federal team moved fast, twisting the smug cop's arm behind his back, snapping cuffs onto him this time. His partner didn't even get a chance to resist. Both shoved against their own cruiser, sputtering excuses. It was a mistake. We were following a lead. The lead agent cut him cold. You planted evidence. You racially profiled a federal officer. You just buried your careers in front of 24 witnesses. Jordan came running through the gate, slamming into his mother's legs, sobbing with relief. Mama, I called, just like you said. Selena knelt as far as the cuffs allowed, pulling him tight. For the first time that day, tears welled in her eyes. You did perfect, baby. I'm proud of you. The officers squirmed, voices desperate now. You can't do this. You don't know who we are. The lead agent's eyes narrowed. Oh, we know exactly who you are. And after today, so will the entire country. Phones were already up, cameras rolling every second, immortalized. Selena straightened, dripping but unbroken, and turned to the same crowd that had whispered against her. Her voice was soft, but it cut like thunder. This is what silence does. You all saw it. You knew it was wrong, and you let it happen. Heads lowered, sunglasses hid shame. Not one person dared to meet her eyes. The federal agents uncuffed her wrists, steel falling away with a sharp clink that sounded louder than any whisper. Selena brushed her son's curls back, lifted her chin high, and walked toward the waiting SUVs. She didn't shout, didn't gloat, just left them with one last truth. They thought they could strip me down to nothing, but I was never nothing, and neither is my son. The door shut, the SUVs rolled away, and the pool was never the same. The laughter didn't come back. The whispers haunted instead, and the line she left behind stayed heavier than the heat that day. Belonging isn't yours to give. So here's the question. What about you? If you were standing at that pool, would you have spoken up or stayed quiet like the rest? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because stories like this aren't just about one woman or one day. They're about all of us, about what we allow and what we fight against. And if you believe silence is dangerous, hit subscribe, because there are more stories coming that will flip the script and make you question everything you thought you knew. It started on one of those heavy summer afternoons when the heat pressed down like a weight and everything at the neighborhood pool moved in slow motion. Kids were splashing, parents sat in their chairs half asleep, the smell of sunscreen mixed with chlorine. And right in the middle of it all was a woman named Selena Brooks, 36 years old, laughing with her little boy as they chased each other through the shallow end. She had curly hair slicked back from the water, a red swimsuit that popped against her brown skin, and the kind of smile that made people look twice. Her son Jordan, 9 years old and